I'm getting old, guys, and a question always arises, and that is, what is the oldest thing that happened? Believe it or not, guys, we will never fully know what has happened in the past. But that's okay. In high school, history was my worst subject because it wasn't like math or science where everything is quantitative and you could just plug in numbers and get your answer, or like English where you use your creative side. It was more of just facts, facts of things that happened or things that might have happened, because how can a book know what truly happened 100 or 1,000 years ago? And I was never one who worried about the past, even in my own life or even history. Like, I was more worried about what was going on now in the present. I was even more worried about the future than the past. So history was never something that I was just fond of. And then in college, I had this history professor who came into class, first day of class. He came in, he had 10 or 11 books or so. He laid them across the lecture table and he said, "This is all my life's work." 10 books from everything that has happened from 4,000 years ago to today. So many hours, so many days of just creating this. And the one thing that he said that made everybody in the room quiet was, I hope that some of this stuff is true and actually happened." And we were all like, what? Like, even a professor doesn't even know if this stuff happened? You see, ladies and gentlemen, the goal of historians is to live out the people of that era that they're studying so that they could name them. Like, you think the people of the Middle Ages knew that their time era was called the Middle Ages? No! Like, what about now? What do you think our era is called? We're the cool era. That would be pretty awesome, right? Or just the technology era, because everybody, like right now, is on technology. After he said that, I became more intrigued about history. Some people may have went the other way because he said, oh, I didn't know if this stuff happened, but I became, more interested in it because I wanted to find out what really happened. Not the things that people think that happened, or, they have some evidence but not truly happened. But realizing it now, you can't truly know what happened 100, 200, 300, 1,000, 2,000. Since the dawn of man, we don't know because we weren't there. Going through this class, I realized that history is the study of expression. Art, literature, architecture, philosophy, religion, music, all of these things are expression. And history just is studying that. How has history changed since the dawn of time, of man, to now, where people used to carve on walls and act out their hunting scenarios, and where now we just are on YouTube on a computer just trolling everybody. It's different forms of expression. And thinking about studying history and really knowing what truly happened, we should cut out the middleman. You could either read the info, just facts that is presented to you, and come up with your own conclusion about what might have or what might not have happened, or read another person's ideas of what had or had not happened based on what they've read. So in that sense, we should cut out the middleman and just learn for ourselves what truly happened. So once we truly know the history of the human race, we can begin to know ourselves better, and we can finally make a decision if we want to change or not. Because believe it or not, our past does affect our present and can shape our future. I'm actually gonna do another video about our past, so stay tuned for that. It's actually really intriguing because our past manifests itself into our present because we know what happened and we're trying to figure out how we're not going to do that again if something bad happened from that, and what we can do to make our lives better. Because at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, isn't the goal of the human race to improve itself? And there are always misconceptions about what has and what has not happened, such as the fact that Arabic numerals, the ones that we use for English here today, were not actually invented by Arabs. They were actually invented by Indian mathematicians. So things like that can change your whole perspective about a certain time or certain fact. So the realization questions here today are: do you really believe what you've learned in history class has happened? Has truly happened? And how has the history of the world made you who you are today? Answer it on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram. I want to hear what you guys think. Because truly is, we are a manifestation of our past, and we need to learn our history in order to know ourselves, and so we can move on forward with our lives. So, thank you for watching once again. I just wanted to get this history out of the way because once we can know ourselves from the past, we can move forward. And everything happens for a reason on this channel, and you'll see how this video is gonna connect with future videos, and you're gonna see how the present videos are gonna connect with the future videos. So it might not make sense right now, but everything happens for a reason. Right here on Realization Conversations.